What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and today we are here with the first episode of our Master Rule 5 showcase. So here on episode 1 we've decided to show off DDDs just because they're a great deck to show off going into Master Rule 5 because they have a lot to gain. So on the screen right now you'll see a deck profile, which is just the list that we played in the most recent tournament for the start of Master Rule 5. After this you will see some test hands, maybe a combo or two, although the combos are already pretty well defined, so we might just do some test hands and see where they go. But getting us off into our deck profile here, we have our 3 copies of Swole Slime, 3 Necro Slime, 3 Lamia, 3 Kepler, 3 Thomas, and 3 Ragnarok, and then 2 Copernicus. Ultimately, we went with just more of the good monsters instead of playing things like Ghost and stuff like that. We cut them out and just went for the most consistency possible. Then we see 3 Dark Contract, 3 of the Swamp King, or 3 of the, Dark Contract with Swamp King, Gate and Swamp King. Then we've got 3 Allure, 2 Desires, and 1 Avarice. Ultimately, we were considering playing more of both of these, but we ended up settling on just what we went with. After this, we've got the 1-for-1 and the Foolish Burial, then the 3 copies of Cold Buy, and the 3 Impermanents. These can really be anything you want them to be. Same with the Cold Buys. We kind of planned to just be going first, so we went with the Cold Buys and the Imperms as a backup plan, but this is the list that we went with. For the extra deck, we have the High Flame King Genghis and 2 of the standard Genghis. We still need that for the standard combo. Then we have the 1 Diarch, the 1 Crystal Wing, the 1 of the Alexander, and the 1 Sig. Then we have the Formula Synchron on the Hype Librarian for the draw combo. Then we have the Meteor Burst to summon the Scale for the full combo. Then for our Xyz, we have the 38 and the Kali. Then we're playing the Christian Halifibrax and the Gilgamesh. We never actually used the Gilgamesh effect because we didn't want to be locked into DDDs because the list is pretty heavy on being able to make Crystal Wing and stuff like that. At one point, it did come up where we made it just because it can prop off the effects to summon, which is a way that it can be great. It can be really used like that just to get some dead DDDs off field that you can't really do anything with, and then trigger the effect, summon back from grave, and keep going. But then finishing us off, we just had the Boral Sword Dragon just because it wins games. And then side deck can be anything. These were just things we were testing with the 3D Barrier, the 3 Evenly Matched, 3 Lightning Storm, the Nibiru's, and the Ash. So, we'll be back with some test hands. Okay, test hand number 1. Let's see where we're going to go from here. So, start this off with Swamp King. We'll go Effect, get rid of our Necro Slimes. To grave. We maybe should have sent the Thomas there, but we'll go into the Genghis. From here, we'll normal summon our Lamia. We'll go and send that to grave with that for Alexander. Now we'll use the effect here to go banish and banish. Go and get us the High Flame King Genghis. Trigger off the Alexander effect to summon back our Lamia. What can we do with this Thomas? I'd really like to get this Thomas involved here. We probably should have sent that with the Necro Slime. Yeah. Don't think there's much we can get done with that from here. But we'll go sync these 2 out for the Sig. Effective Genghis will get us back the Alexander. Now we can go Lamia, bring it back, sending that to grave, banish the Lamia, send that out. That will get us our Crystal Wing, and then that's test hand number 1. So we've just ended on a spell or trap negate, a monster negate, and the trap negate on your turn. So this is only for your turn, so it can stop Imperm once you kind of hit this on field in combo. Okay, test hand number 2. It's a bit of an awkward one. We'll go activate that first. We'll go and we'll get a Swirl Slime to hand. Let's see what this Desires gets us. Okay, that got us to the combo. So it got us to the basic foundation now. I suppose we have everything we need. We probably don't need that Allure. We might use it later. But we'll start off by going to grave, to go and get us. Now Genghis. Now we may not need to use the normal summon with the swirl slime here. Now we'll go, whoop, put that back. We'll just go and normal summon that. Then we'll go and synchro, synchro for Alexander. We can go and banish that to get us High Flame. Trigger off the effect of Alexander to summon back Lamia. Then send 1, send 2 for Sig. Trigger off the High Flame, summon back that. Special this back to field by sending that to grave. Now to grave. Those two. So now this point is where playing another 8 fusion in the extra deck is a lot more advantageous. So like, you could look at messing around with this. Like, the needle fiber isn't super necessary, although it kind of is. The space is tight. If you wanted to cut the draw package, you could probably play another 8 fusion. Maybe Dark just doesn't need to be played, but at this point you could just Dark Contract fuse out the stuff in grave, get another 8, and then you'd have the 38, or you would end on your Cali. But we'll see where this Allure is going to get us. Oop, why did we just view that? That's a bit strange. We'll go draw 2. It gets us the Thomas, but we're going to have to banish it. We've already desired, so this is going to be our end board. So we're just going to end on pretty much the same thing. I guess you can activate the Swamp King. This should be banished. So you just kind of go 1, 2. Let's get you a bit of board presence, I guess. But that'll be the end of test hand number 2. Again, probably look at playing another fusion, because if this comes up, then you can turn this into another Xyz. That'd be great. But yeah, we'll get into test hand number 3. Okay, test hand number 3 looks a bit awkward. Not gonna lie on that one. So each Swirl Slime, yeah, cool, that's fine. It can summon Swirl Slime. We'll go discard 1 and 2 to get us the Genghis. We can now go. This is gonna be real rough. Banish that out. Special summon this. Probably trigger the Genghis at this point to summon Thomas. Thomas is what? What level's he? He's an 8. We'll go to grave these two to get us the Gilgamesh. Effect. We'll go and get ourselves the Ragnarok. And we need the high scale, so this will be the Kepler. To hand. Let's set these guys in the scale. Okay, we'll trigger off the Thomas to get rid of you. Ooh, you go face up extra deck. Go and get ourselves a level 8 from deck. It'll be Ragnarok. Trigger off our Ragnarok. Summon 1 back from grave. Now, at this point, we're probably locked out of much further. So you will go. Nope. Yeah, we'll overlay these two together first. It's the smartest thing to do. We'll go and put a Cali on field. And this will be our end board, I believe, for hand number 3. I guess you set the impermanence, of course. Let's go to 4. Okay, test hand number 4. Again, bit not super awkward. But we'll start off, we'll go Desires first. There is a line of play from here, so we'll go draw 2. That doesn't help us. Oh, this doesn't help us much either. We've lost our Lamias. We don't... What have we lost on... We only lost 1 Swell Slime. Lost 2 Thomas. Good thing we still have another Thomas to play with if we see it. Do we Kepler search then Allure, or should we... Because we don't see a Swirl Slime, we'll need our normal summon. We'll Allure. Okay, Copernicus is going to go by here. Banish you. Okay, confuse that out, I guess. So we'll go normal summon the Kepler. Use the effect and search the Dark Contract. We'll activate that Dark Contract to go and get us the Lamia to the hand. Activate our Swamp King and fuse these two. So we'll go 1 and 2 for a Genghis. Now off this we can... Lamiaing back now is a bit premature, but we don't really have a choice, do we? I suppose we can probably see a Gilgamesh after, so we'll go spec this back using our Swamp King. Yes. So now we can go you to face up extra deck, you banish, go and get ourselves Needle Fiber. We can use that Needle Fiber effect. Oh no, we banished all our Lamias. We've stuffed this one. This hand was a failure. We'll go to the next one. We'll have one more. Okay, final test hand on this one. Okay, double Lamia. That Allure's getting fired off straight away. 1, 2, and that's solid. We'll go banish that. What do we want to get back later on this combo? Activate the Foolish. Probably send a Thomas or a Ragnarok. We'll send... Ragnarok's monster effect will probably come up a bit more. Yeah, Ragnarok is definitely the card we're going to be sending here. So we'll send Ragnarok with that to grave. Now we'll go start the combo. Fuse 2. Get ourselves Genghis. Now we can go and normal summon there. Synchro out. For Alexander. We'll use the effect banish and fusion summon here. For Genghis, effect now, we'll summon back our Lamia. Go to grave 1, to grave 2, to get our Siegfried. Now we'll go effect of High Genghis to summon the Ragnarok, because he can summon back our Alexander. Yes, target 1 deity monster in graveyard, special summon it. Yep, perfect. We'll go you back, then we'll get our Alexander back. Now we don't have a material to send for our Lamia, which makes it a little awkward at this point. So we can go into that. All comes down to what we want to end on here. Like if we didn't want to go this route, you could just summon back your Lamia, but we still need the Alexander. Okay, so we'd have to send that. This board isn't going to be optimal, because to get the Lamia back, you'd have to send the Alexander for this to not be horrendous. That would end you on a monster negate as opposed to a spell or trap negate though, so we'll go summon this back. We're going to have to send the Genghis to then go into our Crystal Wing over here. So this, if you're playing against a back row heavy deck that isn't going to use monsters, in that situation you could just send back your Alexander to summon out your Lamia, which is now banished. and then you could end on a number 38 instead of the Crystal Wing. But we have the impermanence here, so like, we set the impermanence. We still have 2 monster negates retroactively, and a spell or trap negate with just a beta, I guess, on board. Okay, so that'll do us here on episode 1 of the Master Rule 5 Showcase. So please remember to hit the subscribe button if you are new here. We're always happy to have new people. I hope the test hands kind of scenarios people enjoyed. We didn't really show off any combos because the combos are in previous videos. Team Sam did a video if you want to know a strategy that's really, really heavy on Gilgamesh and Needle Fiber. If you are looking for the more basic combos, they are back on the older DDD videos on the channel with our earlier deck profiles. They show off some basic combos and how you can either draw cards and get negates or just pure negate combos. But, as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG. Have a good afternoon, everybody.